Hey, sir. Thank you for the video clips.
My pleasure.
To like 100.
I'm confused, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold this. I'm gonna show you what it is.
Hold on.
What he's doing, he's doing this. He's doing, like, he's squeezing from the bottom and then going to the
That's
top.
what I'm doing. Look here.
Yeah,
look.
but you're doing.
All right. Let me hit it again. Let's fix it. Hold on. This is a Sam Sulik thing. I'm trying to make sense of this, guys. It feels like it makes your head do like this. Which, in all fairness, every Sam Sulik set looks like this.
That is kind of true.
When he's doing press, he's like,
I mean, whatever works.
my head's probably going the wrong way, but it does. Okay, so, do you feel anything in your forearms?
Yeah, see, I told you.
Yeah, in the tiny little corner right there. Here's the thing, I'm doing a lot of work, in my opinion, in this position, in this exercise. First of all, by grabbing this to snag it down, bringing my elbows in, which is engaging my lats before I'm even using my forearms to hold this position. And now I'm opening my hand as much as I can if I'm doing the forearm correct, which we're going to talk about in a second. And I'm getting a limited range of motion on my forearm, my personal opinion, even though you're staying in a highly flexed position, which is something that a lot of the people who are criticizing Sam Sulik at the moment are complaining about, as being in completely flexed positions for the majority of exercises and not really reaching stretched positions and being in highly contractile positions, blah, 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 science textbook. You know what I mean? Basically, it's like doing a set for your bicep, curling, right? And instead you're going like this. Where you could go.
By the end of the year, yeah, I'm hoping by the end of the
See the difference? Okay, so it's the same thing with your forearm that's going on here. So the movement that I'm going to give you that I will say, in my opinion, is going to be better than this movement for your forearms is good old behind the back barbell wrist curl. Guys, why are we reinventing the wheel? This is the oldest thing in the book. Now let me tell you two reasons why I'm going to advocate for this one over a few of the other forearm movements that you're going to do before we do this one.
Cameraman down.
Notice here I have only a 5-pound weight for this. The reason I have a 5-pound weight for this movement is because generally I don't like one thing about this movement. Now I used to do this when I first started building forearms. I think it does a great job of using the wrist. While I'm in this over the bench forearm curl, that's why I call this over the bench forearm curl. Pretty simple, right? While I'm in this position right here, I'm going to show you the first thing that I think is most important with all forearm movements, and that's opening this hand up and closing this hand. Your forearm actually has more positioning than it actually does. You can see right here, look right here on my forearm, there's movement right there, which means that as my hand opens, the forearm actually does more work. These are called your forearm flexors, okay? These flexors are doing more work when I'm back down here. So what's that mean? Up here, that means my hand is open, bottom of the rep, if I want to get the full stretch of my forearm to be able to cock that rep. That means that full up is this. Now the only problem with this movement right here, is that I'm in like a really carpal tunnel ass position right here. I'm literally jutting my wrist out. This is the pain that people complain about with carpal tunnel is this under the wrist pain right here. So this is something I want to avoid as long as I want to do in my lifting career, correct? So that means I take the bench back out, man. That means the bench is not necessary. I mean, it kind of feels good to get a few. I also noticed that I exploded up. Fight slow on the way down. So what I would say about this movement, this is probably a good finisher, but it's not what you're gonna want to go heavy with. Okay, it's probably a good warm up and finisher for another movement. This doesn't mean you can't do this movement. It means it's probably not the best one for the most weight that you can hold. The best one for the most weight you can hold, in my opinion, is gonna be the one that mimics actually holding weight, right? So when we're looking at that, we're looking at lifts like the deadlift. We're looking at lifts like the, anything you're gonna use a grip in, right? But the deadlift is like the most immediate one, right? You have a bar, you're standing there, right? What I'm trying to say about this is that what's the next thing we're gonna do? Well, the thing that we have the bench for right here is a stabilization piece to keep this forearm still. However, if we're gonna hit the forearm right behind our back, and we have a bar here, so if we have a bar right here, okay, the bar is actually going against the back of my upper body. It's actually bracing against the back of my upper body. My hands are opening all the way up. It's on my fingertips. Closing all the way up, okay? Full flex that forearm. All the way down. Close it up. Try to not hit myself in the ass, okay? Open up. And this allows me to avoid some of that pain with the forearm. You guys see, forearm starts coming alive there. Let's talk about this real quick. Why are forearms important to train, especially for guys? All right, there's your time for your answer. It's probably incorrect, but maybe it's correct. And if it is correct, this is probably your answer. It's that most people don't work forearms. So therefore, if you're a guy who's working forearms, you got good forearms, you're probably unique. Probably like 12% of guys who have developed forearms, right? It's different. So, you know, consider that, and consider, you know, that's what allows you to be able to build, you know, some of the things that might make you stand out in public versus the next guy. Being able to have good brachialis and good forearms. So this is only half the forearm, by the way. The forearm is the flexors right here. So everything that opens up right here is these flexors. And it's also extensors, okay? But extensors basically tie into our brachialis. So we don't have to do a whole bunch of extensor training. We can do some here and there for fun. You know, yes, it's a thing. But really, at the end of the day, and also we can also do, you know, this reverse grip curl. But in my opinion, the reverse grip curl is nowhere near, has nothing on the hammer curl. So we'll do a whole entire another segment about the hammer curl, but I guarantee guys, the only thing you guys actually need for good brachialis development is the hammer curl. Okay guys, I gotta take these headphones off because with these glasses it looks like I'm in a fucking shooting range. Anyway, no hints at other videos. But anyway, what we're gonna hit right now is some more forearm curls. Like I said guys, it's a really fucking simple thing. People act like you gotta do all this, I don't know, different shit for everything nowadays. Behind the back forearm curl is amazing when executed correctly. I think the difference is that most people are not opening the hand. If you're not opening the hand, you're not gonna be able to get everything you guys possibly can get out of this movement, in my personal opinion.
Instead of fighting,
The whole trajectory here is the weight stops going up if your elbows can't go up and back. You can't get this, like, it's almost like you're doing a face pull, kind of like, but it's like a very wide grip thing going on here. But honestly, you know, when it comes down to targeting your upper back, I traditionally used to just use a back width, a back thickness exercise, call it that. Now I've actually deviated into using the upper and lower back exercise, which I would consider to be things like rack pulls, for example, for the spinal erectors on the lower back, and like upper deviate, what I call a deviated upper row, which is what this is. This form is a deviated row. So that's what I call it, and I don't care if you have a different name for it or not. That's what I just call it, is a fucking deviated upper row. I made that name up. Yep, that's right. Take it, bitch. That was, I hope that was masculine and not feminine. I wasn't trying to be like that. Now I'm wearing a pink shirt today. I'm sorry, guys. Be a circle, be a square. Be whoever you want to be. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. I'm being who I want to be. I ain't saying it's easy every day either. But you know what? 3 or 4?
4.
Whoa, cameraman said 4. Oh, dude, get it. That's it. That man's inspiring me right now, dude. Held out an L sit just now. That was tough. That feels nutty. And I can't even eat nuts, so I eat seeds, so I guess it feels kind of seedy. Last set. This one might not be as many. You feeling the last one? Here we go, son. Let's do this one. The heck?